Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Scandinavian Attack opening. This time we're going to review what happens if green tries to stop what I have called the Scandinavian Attack. So, red, blue, and yellow open with the same, but this time green decides to push his king pawn forward. So what does red do? Red has a couple of options here. He can move his bishop here, but then that stops red from being able to develop queen. But he can also exchange queens. So we're going to go through basically what happens in the double exchange variation of this, and why it is pretty much losing for Team Blue and Green. So this is what often occurs in this opening with relatively inexperienced players as blue and green. Red does this move, preparing a bishop coming out and eyeing either this square or that square. Then blue reacts to the threat and plays a pawn here, which is not best. Some resistance could be offered if blue plays a knight here, and that tempts red to take the pawn. It also blocks the diagonal, and if red takes the pawn, then the rook comes out here. So what happens here is if he plays this move, yellow will play this. And then green will make some developing move. It could be a knight, or it could be this one. This one is probably best, because it attacks this pawn while yellow is trying to attack blue. Now, red continues with a bishop here attacking this rook, and also trying to place itself on these two squares. Now, it is blue's turn to move, and basically queen here results in this. Pawn here would just be instant checkmate because queen here and bishop here. Two checks. Then any other move like knight here, that's just blundering mate as well. Knight here will just lead to some solid line in which yellow could go on a windmill if necessary. But basically it's mate. Actually, yeah, it will be like one or two times. But anyways, if blue decides to block with queen, then yellow goes check. Green even captures the pawn. Bishop here defends the queen, and then check again. And I guess to stop the immediate checkmate, it would be bishop here, but let's say bishop eventually goes here. Still, the bishop will go here and then capture here if queen takes. So basically, he has to give up the bishop. And really unpleasant for team blue and green. So the best move here would be knight to guard the square, and then green will capture the pawn. Oh, yellow will start targeting green, but he inserts a check here. Still very active for team red yellow, and he could even defend here and still have an eye on this. So probably green will go here. Right, this is very active for yellow and red, and should be winning. If you see your partner, if you're blue and decide to go queen pawn forward 1, and green goes king pawn forward 1, and this happens, it would be best, in my opinion, not to exchange bishops. Okay, so we've covered that. Let's see what happens with what Icystun considers the best move for this opening. And that is this move. Attacking this pawn. So that if bishops are exchanged this way, then bishop takes pawn and rook next, etc. But we're going to go ahead and take our queen out anyways. Now, here's an interesting move that often comes up for blue. Pawn push here. And now, this is the Rezak's Icystun variation. Bishop takes, and now pawn push. And if red defends the bishop, then it is mate. Which is bad for red-yellow. So what should red do? Well, red kind of only has one option here, and that is queen takes. Blue captures. And now, knight over. Takes. Check. And then blue puts the queen right here, stopping the yellow knight from taking. So now blue is in a more active position than yellow or red. Queen is active, queen is out, but it's still interesting and it's still, they're probably equal. Yellow can force a queen exchange by going here, I believe. And blue will not want to move his queen because it's checkmate. So his position I consider relatively equal. And although yellow's knight is out and red's bishop is out, neither of them are as valuable as this bishop right here. If this bishop gets involved, then tables might turn and green and blue are the ones in the lead. So, that to me seems like the sneakiest response to the Scandinavian attack. We could also look at what happens if bishop takes and green does not want to threaten a little checkmate here that results in a relatively equal game. Green could just go for a capture and win the rook next. But is that really important? Red will take here and blue will not take here because otherwise it is check and checkmate. So blue will probably take a knight out here and defend this square once more. Blue could also, oh yeah, blue could do this. Blue could also consider attacking this queen, and then yellow would be forced to push his pawn here, and then it is a rook for a bishop. But red and yellow both have light square bishops, which are kind of worth as much as a queen. And red could, if he wanted to, take the rook. And then yellow's bishop would be lost. And that would be equal material. So, I think I have proven that one of the best responses to this opening is what Icystun considers winning for green and blue, but could be equalized. So that is the move L10. Icystun and Rezax actively play it quite often, and them playing it has actually kind of revolutionized it in the month of May. So while my opening has been good for a decent amount of time, people have come up with counters like knight here and pawn here, both of which we will cover in the future. And we will cover some ideas that yellow has as a counter to those two moves. But for now, we have covered some of the green responses to red, blue, and yellow's first move in the Scandinavian Attack. And we're going to end this video right here. And I would like to thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Scandinavian Attack openings. Take care, everybody.